I got myself a chair, yes. Anyway, there are movies that inspire you to follow your dreams, and then there are movies that prove that sometimes it's okay to let them go. That way, you save the audience from paralyzing secondhand embarrassment. Badass Ravi Kumar is definitely not the former and is fighting for its life to win in the second category. I went for the movie, and God, here is why I think you shouldn't. The first thing I did after watching Badass Ravi Kumar was watch the expose. There is an expose universe. I mean, who's giving out these free passes to make a universe out of everything? So Badass Ravi Kumar is part of this universe, and I just assumed it is a sequel, so I went and watched the first movie, which was another big mistake. I wanted to find out a common thread in terms of storytelling, but kuch nahi mila except drama. The only relevant thing that was carried forward was Himesh Reshammiya's character, who has the same name in both movies. They are not even the same person. The story of Badass Ravi Kumar, or as the lady at the ticket counter said, Badass Ravi Kumar, is that Ravi Kumar is a police officer, again, the Gunda type,
तू बुरा है तो मैं बुरे लोगों का नवाब हूँ
who suspended during the course of the movie, and he has been onboarded to retrieve a reel which has a lot of information on undercover Indian agents. This reel holds a lot of value to a bad man, predictably bald, who wants to destroy India. This man starts to say something like 1971 ke war ke baad, and I was like, I couldn't connect the dots. And then he said, Hamara ek hi mansuba hai. And I was like, oh, Mansuba. So he's from across the border, is he? He hires the cutest villain to do this job of, getting the reel. And then it's a trickle down effect from there, because this villain, he hires another guy, who hires another guy, who hires another guy, and then there's a woman. And this woman, honestly, she's a simple woman who likes jewelry.
मुझे ये हार ला कर दो या फिर उस रील को भूल जाओ।
This plot has a subplot. Ravi Kumar is in love with a woman, a good woman, very beautiful woman. But this beautiful woman has a very sexy sister who is in love with Ravi Kumar. The sister is also the lady who is a little obsessed with jewelry, and through a series of very convenient murders, she has somehow become the final custodian of the informational reel. Point is, nobody's really interested in which of the two sisters ends up with Ravi Kumar, because both of them are really out of his league. Coming to the characters, Tandoori enthusiast Himesh is an ambitious man, but blind ambition is a stupid hobby. No denying he had the Midas touch in music back in the Ashik Banaya Aapne days, but the magic has been working in reverse ever since he traded his topi for a new crop of hair. Like, he thought that a new crop of hair is what would make him the next big thing in acting. Like, yes, that's what was missing. Ravi Kumar is a policeman who loves to announce his patriotism, and honestly, that is the only part of his entire dialogue booklet which makes sense.
मेरा भारत महान
Because the rest of it is just riddles. So much so that every time he delivers one of those, the other actors in the frame, they fall silent.
कुंडली में शनि घी के साथ हनी और रवि कुमार से दुश्मनी सेहत के लिए हानिकारक हो सकती है
What bad flow of conversation was this not planned? Ravi Kumar is there in almost every scene. Himesh populates the movie so much that you begin to think that maybe if you didn't have to look at his face for 2.5 hours, the movie might actually be watchable. To the chase, Himesh can't act. He has this one stoic expression throughout the movie, which is kind of okay in the scenes where he's shooting people with his multi barrel gun or doing his action things. But in all other situation, it is so deadpan, and you really don't understand any variation of emotion that the character feels, which is a bummer because बहुत कुछ apparently होता है इसके साथ. He has a missing brother, a dead father, a lover who he has broken up with, work pressure. I mean, he is suspended, right? He also always has a cigarette on him, which switches position from his mouth to his hands.
सिगरेट पीता नहीं है पर सिगरेट के बिना जीता भी नहीं है
He never lights it up because of a promise he made to his brother, and I was thinking ki hey, this has a bigger purpose in the larger scheme of things, but no, it's not. It's just a prop. Let's talk about the villains. Right from his introductory scene to his final scene in the movie, Prabhu Deva is probably the cutest villain I have seen in my life. He always has a smile plastered on his face, he laughs, he wears this red suit and he breaks into impromptu choreography. What's there not to like about him? Also, what's he doing in this movie? Isn't he too big a star for this? I mean, he is given a pivotal role, but I think he should have been given more focus and more lines and more screen time. And I don't know why he was acting like Jim Carrey in The Mask throughout the movie. Basically, not enough thought was put into writing this supervillain. But then again, we are talking about badass Ravi Kumar. What I'm trying to say is that it takes a lot more than just shooting people dead for flimsy reasons to establish an intimidating character. The next villain worth noting is Kirti Kulhari, and I think she really took her role seriously and performed all the weirdacity demanded by the script with full sincerity. Also, what is she doing in this movie? Her sister Madhubala is played by Simona J, who is on a mission to be India's own Kristen Stewart when it comes to mouth breathing talent. She's so beautiful, you might have seen her in some ads or some music videos, but I really can't put my finger on any of those at the moment. A lot of love and betrayal things happen to her as well, but acting is not on her memo, so just enjoy the sight while she is on screen. Because everything else is a little ajeeb hi hai. And then there's Sunny Leone. I was really happy to see her on screen because her aura is such, it makes you forget that she can't act. But then you watch the movie and you're reminded, yes, okay, she can't act. She carries one of the important segments of the movie, if not the most important segment of the movie, on her shoulders with a robotic smile throughout. I'm talking about the 4+ minute of a patchwork of a song, Tandoori Days. Can someone please explain the fascination with tandoori? I'm really confused. The other names in the cast will really make you wonder how much of a debt some of the most respected names in the industry are in to have agreed to do this film. There's Sanjay Mishra, Johnny Lever, Sulabha Arya, Navneet Nishan, who once had an entire show centered on her. Tara, if you remember. The biggest takeaway from this movie is the randomness of it all. It starts with a disclaimer that logic is optional, repeated twice. So you think it's a spoof, but the story itself is so weak and the editing is so choppy that now I feel the disclaimer logic is optional was an afterthought. This is something that people with low confidence do very frequently. Point out their own flaws before somebody else does so that the flaw itself looks deliberate. The movie looks like it is a 141-minute version of a 241-minute movie which has been hastily chopped and pasted. There are multiple loose threads, like why is a family that was based in a village suddenly South Delhi coded? Why is Johnny Lever and why is Sanjay Mishra suddenly talking like Ashok Kumar? Like, what is the need? Why is a gun which has 4 barrels blasting out just one bullet? Having said this, there are certain things that the movie gets right about 80s Bollywood. For example, the physics defying stunts, clothes that are more suited to a costume party, the token undercover siren who crosses and double crosses because someone from her family is in the hospital fighting for their life, a jewel heist, a love triangle, bad woman wearing western outfits, good woman in a sari. So here's what is keeping Badass Ravi Kumar from being a high grade parody. The story lacks cohesiveness and there are no impactful characters. These are the things that made 80s action movies cringy but palatable. The background score and the camera work could have done a lot to bring out the 80s flavor, but it is very 2000s. The climax in action movies are generally very riveting, but I don't even know what the climax was here. Was it the Tandoori Days dance song sequence? Was it the sequence where Himesh was in his peak denial of reality, wearing a camouflage and belly and belly crawling to a high security heirloom display with just enough cut off from his mask to show his mustache and bearded chin? Or was it the scene where Prabhudeva dodges bullets with his dance moves? Either way, it did not have the intended effect on the audience. Badass Ravi Kumar entertains, but not in the way it was supposed to. It does not come across as a parody because a parody literally takes a lot of intelligence and effort to write. The action scenes were okay, but the rest of it was so flaky and confusing. Characters were not built, dialogues were forced and one too many, and the music was so forgettable. If you find yourself laughing, it's probably because you're surprised at your hidden kink for bad movies, or maybe you're having a nervous breakdown because the Tandoori Days song won't end. The movie is broadly perceived as by Himesh, for Himesh, of Himesh, but there is a director, Keith Gomes, but I really don't have much to say about him except that he's known for movies like Shameless, Kick, and Doobie. I know you want to watch Badass Ravi Kumar, but it is not what you think it is. It is not elite cringe. It is just a poor attempt at making a mediocre movie that wanted to ride on the success of South Indian movies that have over the top, hard to digest protagonists who are very violent for no reason. And it's kind of annoying that it is pretending to be a movie that is inspired by the 80s era of movie making. You're trying to do something else. Just own up. The show I went for had about 10 more people in the theater, but that could be because I went in the afternoon. While we were exiting, one of these people just exclaimed, "Bhai, ye kya dekh liya?" And that question haunts me even now. And I don't think I'll ever find an answer to it. I recommend you look up some good quality action movie from the decades past rather than waste your time watching a low effort spoof, which doesn't even hit the mark.